Okay, we're gonna resume our meeting, and we are going to go back to the high school schedule, and we are going to open it up to board questions and comments. Anybody, board members? Now is your time.
My concern, I think you basically answered my questions in the presentation that you did, so thank you very much for that. Just is that issue of being concerned about the achievement dip when you implement something new, and whether or not, given our current state of the nation, it's time to implement a new thing on top of the other important work we have to do. But you gave very good reasons why that's what your recommendation is. So that, I just wanted to get that out, as something that was concerning me. If we're not going to use the trimester, should we stick out with it for one more year while we make sure we get this right for next year?
Mike, may I address the board?
Sure.
My concern is that if we do it for one more year and explore, that's one less year we're focusing on instruction. Because if you can't have more than one focus, because then you have no focus. So I would ask the board that whatever you choose, I'm hoping that you choose CAB, but whatever you choose, that you're going to stand by that schedule for at least 4 years. Because we really need to make sure that we have, and Dawn is working on an assessment tool to assess whether or not the schedule is working or not. And you need some time to do that. And I also want to focus on instruction, on delivery of instruction and delivery of the curriculum, which I think we're going to have a dip no matter what we do next year, because that's what happens when those kind of test scores come out as low as they are. And we have to try some different things, but it's going to be a short dip and we're going to go way up. That's my hope. If we focus on instruction with the methodology that I'm bringing forth to the high school, we are going to see noticeable improvement in our kids' achievement. And that's why I put forth the 8 schedule, because I believe that that's the best.
Anybody else?
Can you list for me, Dixie, all of the things that relate to some of the homework issues, just kind of tick them off, and then also what are your other thoughts in terms of dealing with homework issues at all? I know it takes us slightly off topic, but it's also...
Well, I think that any teacher can get engulfed in their own particular discipline and forget that there's other teachers that also get a slice of the overall pie. So I think that one of the things that I think that homework should focus in on is really the things that need repetition or expansion of ideas that are pretty concretely taught already. I don't believe that you need to do 120 math problems like I used to have to do. And I'm not a great mathematician because you don't need that kind of repetition. You can have 12 well-chosen math problems that can do the same kind of work that you need for the kids to really understand the concepts. But those are discussions. I don't think that the faculty they've been pretty consumed with writing curriculum in the trimester. I don't think that they've had a chance to come together and have those intellectual conversations. So now we have competencies. Now we have performance assessments. What does that mean? How does that affect our grading? How does that affect how we teach? How does that affect how we report to kids what they know and are able to do? How does that affect how we do homework? So there are lots of conversation around instruction and how to implement the curriculum we presently have that we haven't had conversations as a community of learners. And that's what we need to spend our time on.
Any other questions?
All my questions answered.
Paul? I don't have a question. I just have a comment.
Yes, sir.
When I can remember sitting in this room a year and a half ago when Mr. Elkington made the presentation for the trimester and discussing it amongst board members as to what we should do. And one of the things that I felt strongly about was that we hired principal to run the school and to make these type of recommendations. If we don't listen to the principal, then why do we have a principal here? I mean, why are we hiring this person? Why are they working for us if we're not gonna listen to their recommendations? So, that being said, I mean, Mr. Elkington, when he made the recommendation, he made what he thought was the best thing for the school. He is no longer here. I'm sure if he was here, things would have gone very differently, because he had a vision. And it's very hard to implement another person's vision. I think we're fortunate that you've come and you have a vision now. So I think it would behoove the board to support your vision, even though the only thing that I don't like about the AB schedule is the comment that Beffa made about if you miss a Thursday class, you go almost a whole week without having that. And that's my only, other than that, I'm fine with it, I don't, but that one thing, it's just.
Well, other than snow days, which are
Yeah.
not foreseeable, when we schedule things like testing and those kinds of things, we really do look at what week is it a short week for, an A week or a B
Yeah.
week. And so we make those choices that are within our capability of making, that we hit those weeks that have, if we're gonna hit an A week that has 3 A's,
Yeah.
we hit the Wednesday or the Friday of that rather than hitting a Tuesday, Thursday, as much as possible with our testing. I've implemented this kind of schedule before, and it's been successful. I've implemented a 4x4, I've implemented, other schedule, a straight 7-period day as well. But I think that you have to be mindful when making decisions with an AB schedule, very mindful of making decisions, so that you don't make those kind of impacts.
Can I comment on that? I was concerned about that too, and I'm thinking, saying, you know what? They might miss a week because of a snow day, but with this 4x4 block schedule, you can miss a whole semester or a whole year between classes, and you have to make that up the next time you take the class. Where in this class right here, maybe it's a week, but the whole class is that way, and the teacher understands that and is able to bring those students back on track. That was how I kind of put my arms around that. That was a concern I had about the gap.
Yep. Anything else? We ready to move on to our next topic, or do we want to vote? There's a lot of people, I think, waiting for a decision. Normally, we don't vote till action items. Do we, does the board want to vote?
Yeah,
No, I'll vote.